Good morning, guys. Right now I am over at this park in Canton. I always call it McKinley Park, and I don't think that's what it's actually called. But I just had to pull over here and kind of walk around and enjoy the silence, I guess, for a little bit, despite these cars going by. Because I'm kind of overwhelmed with a lot of things right now, and the biggest thing right now that I am overwhelmed with is the presence of God in my life. And that doesn't mean that everything is just going wonderful for me. It just means that no matter what is happening right now in my life, that I feel God's presence in my life, working in one way or another. And, a lot of times you question why things are happening, why they're not happening, but usually you find yourself asking why things are or are not happening when it's your plan. And people misunderstand that when you talk about God's plan for you. People misunderstand that, and I did it for years and years, misunderstand that when somebody says God's plan, that doesn't mean that God has a plan for you that is laid out to the T. And if you decide to kill somebody, then that means God planned that you would decide to kill somebody. That's not what that means at all. I questioned that for a long time. It's like, why are there so many murderers and I don't want to say too many words here and get flagged by YouTube, but why are there so many bad people in this world, so many bad people in prison and that? And and it always kind of came down to that, well, if you believe in God and you believe that God has a plan for you, then you have to believe that God planned for these people to commit these crimes, and that's just not what it is at all. Like I always say, God will show you a path, and you have to recognize that path, and you have to make the decision to follow that path. And I believe that everything that is happening in my life right now is happening because I've chosen the right path. If I feel that there's something that I shouldn't do, I don't do it. That doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I think that I'm doing the right things in my life right now. I think that I'm recognizing the path that God has laid out for me, even though a lot of times it leaves a lot of questions. You're like, why in the world would things be happening like this? Why would God lead me down this path? And then it makes you wonder if he took the right path. But I don't know, it's overwhelming, guys. And all I know is that whatever is happening in my life right now, whatever choices I make, whatever paths I choose to go down, that God is right here with me. And I've always felt that. I've always felt like any decisions that I've made, well, maybe not necessarily any decisions that I've made, but I've always felt like any time that I have included God in my decisions, actually taken the time to talk to God and to pray and include him in my life, that I have felt that presence. I have never felt that when I talk to God that he wasn't there. And that is the beauty of having a relationship with God, is that he's like your best friend that is always there, that will always be there, that will never turn his back on you, will never walk away, will never have something else to do, so he'll get to you later. That doesn't mean that physical friends who are like that aren't good, because Wally, I'm so sorry, dude. I am just such a busy person trying to make a living and get things done in my life, and I hardly ever find any time to hang out with Wally and Richard and Kara for that. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm only human. I'm not a god. But yeah, God is always there for you. He'll never turn his back on you. And even when you question that and you say, God, where are you? You have to realize that he's still there. This is just part of what he has in store for you. And like I said, a lot of times that doesn't make sense. When bad things happen, when I got injured on my skateboard, when I got injured on my skateboard, and that sounds so silly, but I had no idea that that would be part of a plan, and it is. This channel would not exist if that didn't happen. The Nate Guy 1 channel would not be as it is today if that didn't happen. I don't know, guys. I just can't even... That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Alright, guys. I'm going to take off here. I got to get myself together. Look at this new bridge back here. We got to go check that out. I'll come back a little bit later today and film that, because I want to look at that and walk underneath there. They've got that path under there now that you can walk through. And, oh look, let's go find some water or make a wish. Alright guys, I'm taking off. Wherever you're waking up, whatever time it is, make the best of your day. Do something for somebody else. Pay it forward. Let's make this world a better place. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.